This just in, everybody. Breaking news. The Pelicans trade C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk to the Wizards for Poole and Sadiq Bey. We are back. On Defense is back. This is the biggest news we've heard in a while, and we said we got to come back right now to break this news. I'm here, as always, with my great buddy and sad sports fan, Roman Rubio. Roman, how's the last 6 months been for you?
Man, I was really, really looking forward to your iconic intro. I had goosebumps leading up to it, but that was also fucking pretty nice. That was a pretty nice intro.
How excited are you that C.J. McCollum and Kelly Olynyk are going to the Wizards for Jordan Poole and Sadiq Bey?
Watch out, OKC, because new dynasty just assembled in Washington.
I was wondering which way the dynasty was assembling, and the Pelicans are in Washington.
Maybe the Pelicans. Jordan Poole and Zion Williamson. Oh my gosh. 6 months have been tough. The Chiefs lost.
Who saw
sucked.
that one coming?
Shut up. Chiefs lost. That sucks. Some people are still in denial. Braden, it happened.
Get over it, Braden.
Yep. Jason Tatum tore his Achilles.
Oof.
That sucked, but hopeful. We'll talk about some of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, we've been gone for a little bit. About 6 months, right?
Yeah, it's been about 6 months or so.
7 months, yeah. Sorry about that. We just, things happened, and we work together all the time, so we don't want to talk to each other all the time. And finally, we were just like, you know what? We owe the people a comeback, right? Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, we owed it to you guys.
We owed it to all of our 10 fans out there.
Thank you.
I know.
So much.
Everyone's been missing us.
But let's talk about the hot news that just finished a couple days ago. The NBA Finals just wrapped up. Game 7. What a sad, sad way for this series, the season, to end. David versus Goliath. I feel like every matchup the Pacers had was like a David versus Goliath thing. And they were taking down all the Goliaths. And unfortunately, their main little pebble that they had in their disposal snapped his Achilles.
Yeah. That's not funny. That's not funny.
But it's not funny. It's very sad. And I like Tyrese Halliburton. And
it looked like he was popping off to start off with. Dude, it was electric. It was
he was there for the moment. It's one of those times when it's like, oh, we're about to see a guy
that was ready,
about to do a thing. And even if they lost, he was going to drop like 40, probably get 15 assists.
Yeah,
and
it was going to be electric. But that really killed the vibe of the whole games, and we haven't had a Game 7 since 2016, and it definitely did not live up to the 2016.
Yeah, and I think for a little bit it did. I mean, they stayed in it. At half they had the lead.
They did.
And then it's just like they realized, it just seemed like realized that, like, hey, let's stop. And plus, I feel like OKC's been doing this a lot where it's like they go on a big run, and then the Pacers would fight back with a lot of help from Tyrese Halliburton at times, just with his playmaking and shot creating. And then, unfortunately, they just didn't have that down the stretch. And T.J. McConnell, God, he tried. Man. He tried, but those layups weren't hitting like a step back three would. And
yeah, dude, it was pretty disappointing. I was really hoping for like an electric Game 7, regardless of who won, because I wasn't really on a side. I would have loved. I think if the Pacers won, it would have been like the greatest underdog like story that we've seen in like NBA history, like in like my memory that I can think of like maybe you could go like Detroit Pistons because they didn't have any All-Stars and they were like unknown, but they still had a really good team.
Or Dallas when they beat
Dallas. Yep, that's a good one too. But they also took down. They were a really good team and they took down a lot of good teams to get there. So. But the Pacers also, they took down a lot of good teams. Like you said, I mean, they took down the Cavs, who were the 1 seed and the best, I think, team in the first. I think they were the second. I think OKC had the best record.
Yeah, I think they did.
And then they took down New York, who, celebrated a championship after winning in the second round, and they got shocked in the Eastern Conference.
I would too. If my team went 2 rounds, I'd be ecstatic.
And then it just seemed like the Pacers were just running with it in the finals. Like they improbable comeback in game, what was it, 3? Yeah, game 3 to steal. Yeah. Like they were down by like 20 and they came all the way back. And then game 4 they basically had it and then they blew it, like unlike them, to tie the series and that kind of.
And they started with winning.
Yes.
At OKC,
yeah, winning the first game. Yeah,
which was like it's always. When you're that
that was Tyrese's like pull up, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so sick.
Yeah,
that shit was so sick.
But I mean, congratulations to OKC. Great team all throughout the season. Great defensive team. Shea, even though some people are not happy with his play style, me being maybe one of them, MVP.
Yeah.
Conference Finals MVP. Finals MVP. One of the greatest, single seasons of ever. And we traded him for Miles Bridges. That's what the Hornets did. We traded Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for Miles Bridges.
Yeah, that was draft night, though, right?
It was draft night. Yeah.
I'm definitely not like a fan of OKC's in general play style this year. Like past years, I felt like they had a really nice play style, but this year it was definitely more methodical, and not in a good way. In just my mind, like that.
Well, I mean, it was in a good way because they won 68
It was
games.
a good way for them, but like in terms of like enjoyment of basketball, it wasn't, because it felt like on offense, Shea could get all the calls, and then on defense, they could do anything and not get called.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of just, it was a weird thing, but like regardless of how I feel about OKC, yeah, Shea just having basically one of the most all-time seasons, all those accomplishments in one season is really impressive, and you got to tip your cap to him. Like he does work the mid, like when he's not like foul baiting and just goes to work, like it's tough, dude. He's tough.
Yeah, I think if they do work out the rules to where he can't get away with as much, or everybody gets called the same calls that he does.
Yeah.
I think he still has the skills to be an MVP style player. I think he's just a guy who, kind of like James Harden back in the day, he's just taking advantage of a system that works for him. Like if I was getting all those calls, I'd be doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I
think the flailing is a really bad thing. I'd like somehow just like,
but it's in the rules. That's what I'm saying. Until they change the rules, and then like I said, I think he can still be a good player who isn't just leaning on free throws. But man, he's really good at getting them.
He has some really good games where he doesn't lean on free throws, because there was like a couple years ago he was averaging like 10 or something free throws a game, and this year he only averaged like 8 a game. So like he definitely toned it down. It's just now the spotlight's on him, MVP caliber type season, all that type of stuff. But definitely, like, again, tips to OKC. The playoffs in general I thought were really fun to watch. Like OKC and Denver going to Game 7. The 2 MVP finalists, again, sucked. Another injury kind of ruined that series a little bit. Aaron Gordon was having for a role player, is having like a Derek White-ish or like a Drew Holiday-ish type of run as a role player for a team that wants to win a championship. He was doing all the things, game winners, put-back game winners, crazy fucking point performances. Like, he was doing it all, and then come down with that Achilles or whatever, like a hamstring injury that he was dealing with, and he played all the way through it in Game 7, but he was clearly not the same. But that was fun. Having, like, the young teams are basically, and this was kind of like it last year, too, is what I liked about last year, is like the final 4 teams, somebody was winning their first championships. You kind of had that outlook, man. Ant could have won it. Shea could have won it. Tyrese, Jalen Brunson. It's cool when that happens. It's not good for the league, because the league doesn't like that.
Yeah.
The league likes...
Where's the Lakers?
Yeah, they like David versus Goliath, like in terms of like a team that's won a bunch already that's there, and then maybe a new team that some people can root for. That's what they want. They don't want fresh new teams altogether, because then people aren't interested. But shout out NBA ratings, like best NBA Finals ratings in the last 6 years for that Game 7. I'm sure those numbers went down throughout the game, but at least people tuned in.
Yeah.
Always helps when the NBA is breaking records, because everyone thinks the NBA is dying. But yeah. NBA season in general, pretty cool, pretty all right.
Yeah, no. So let me ask you this: is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander the greatest Thunder player of all time now?
Yes, I think it's.
I mean, that
he
it's
won.
hard not to say.
Him, KD, Russ all have MVPs for the Thunder.
Yeah,
and then Shea did something that none of them did, which is win an NBA Finals.
Yep.
So, and in Finals MVP. So yeah, I'd say,
and maybe more than one.
Huh?
And maybe more than one.
Probably,
you know what I'm saying?
as long as the Thunder don't do what they did last time, which is trade away one of their best players the offseason after they made the finals, which I'm sure they won't do that.
But also they traded James because James kind of clammed up and wasn't very good.
He also wanted, I think he wanted like $3 million more than they wanted to give him, and they were like, "You're not worth that."
Which is crazy to think that $3 million is what
could have kept that type of player on that team. It's crazy. But also, I hear OKC's trying to move up in this draft with like all the draft capital they have,
Yeah.
which is crazy. I mean, yeah, that's
They said they're going to move up and like trying to get into the middle of the first round and then take a swing on somebody.
which is, I mean, hey,
Dang.
like again, another thing that a lot of people don't know is Nikola Topic, the dude they drafted last year that had to sit this whole year, is going to be back next year, and he's like a type of guard, kind of like a Josh
He's a
Giddey-ish
European guard, right?
Yeah, he's like a Josh Giddey-ish, kind of like Ricky Rubio-esque type of guard that's like really good passer, has nice, at least in terms of like feel for the game. He just needs to work on outside game and overall just like scoring ability. But yeah, he should hopefully fit in pretty nice next year, or maybe be a good trade. He's the first rookie to never play a game and win an NBA championship. His first year.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, good for
He
him.
worked hard for it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it's just crazy because like they got Chet a few years ago, and then like it just seemed like this team has been good for a few years, but just not good enough to be like, oh, this is an NBA.
They had
champion.
talent, but then they finally
but then like everybody
accumulated.
stayed healthy and everybody just clicked, and it was just like, oh well, that'd be cool if my team could do that.
It kind of, at least what happened recently, and after this we'll get to the draft, but I think what OKC does is what a lot of teams that were in their same position years ago should continue to do, is build off the stars that you found. Like the OKC found their star. They found Shea. They built off him. They got a nice wing in Jalen Williams. They drafted a big, lengthy guy in Chet. And what do they do after that? They didn't make a big swing. They didn't jumble all these assets up together and trade for a star. They were like, no, let's keep these guys. Let's let them grow together. And then let's get more role pieces. They got Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency last year, who was a guy that fit their need, a rebounder. They needed a big-bodied rebounder, not a pencil like Chet. And then they needed another lockdown to go with Lou Dort, another guy that they drafted or they got. And they went and made a minimal trade. They traded a guy that was kind of had the potential but was kind of lost in the jumble of things. They traded Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso, a guy.
Yeah, I forgot they traded Josh.
Yeah,
Giddey.
they traded Josh Giddey for a guy that knows his role. He goes and he plays defense. He shoots his open shots, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And that's a championship DNA or championship like blueprint for young teams that find a star and maybe possibly find another star. Instead of trading that second star for getting an older star, keep the stars and get role players that complement them well. Like, do not do what the Rockets just did. I do still think the Rockets will be good for years to come because they got a lot of draft capital. But trading your young star that didn't look good in his first playoffs for a 36-year-old star, like future Hall of Famer, yes,
who's very quick to
be unhappy.
Be unhappy and turn on a situation.
Yes, and
because I don't know if you saw what he said at the Fan Fest thing that he was at, where basically he was like, "Oh, Phoenix fans wanted me out," and I'm like, I don't know if Phoenix fans wanted you out, but like, you seem like you were kind of done with the situation, and everybody knows how you get when you're on a team that isn't winning. You're just going to sit a bunch, so might as well trade you when you got some value. I don't know. Like, so I understand why Phoenix fans might want him out, but I don't think they want him out because he wasn't good at basketball. It's just you kind of see the writing on the wall that, hey, this team's not going to be that great, and hey, Kevin, here's your track record of being on teams that aren't that great.
Yeah, and I don't even know if he necessarily or maybe they didn't want him out. I think it was like somebody has to go. Bradley Beal's basically untradeable. Devin Booker's your young guy. You got to trade somebody, and Kevin Durant's just like the easiest guy to move because people want him. He's a guy that people want to have on their team.
I don't know if you saw, they said that they're saying by the end of this offseason they think that the Phoenix Suns will either buy out Bradley Beal or trade him. They will find a trade that he will
get sent on.
Yeah, like
he's probably gonna get bought out.
Yeah, but I mean the problem is like you would have to find a team that wants to take that contract on him, bro. You're already seeing him abuse Phoenix with this shit. And like, I don't know how the no trade clause.
Exactly, it's going to transfer. So
yeah,
he has to wait. So that's why I don't think he's going to get traded because nobody wants to get locked into the no trade clause because that thing's dead in the water. The NBA it's going to be called the Bradley Beal clause, where like the no trade clause can never be put in a contract again or something like that. But I'm interested to see how the Rockets look because they have a lot of guys in KD's similar role. Like they have a Jabari Smith who's tall, lengthy guy that can do a lot of different things on the court. They have a Tari Eason who has the potential of like not a KD, but like he's a tall, lengthy forward / can play guard nowadays. They have like Josh Christopher. They have Amen Thompson who's a tall, lengthy guy. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they look, but I don't like hey, we have a bunch of young guys. Let's trade for an older guy to.
But I think what does help you there is you just named a bunch of guys that are going to do the jobs that Kevin Durant doesn't want to do.
True.
So Jabari will go and be the athletic power forward. Eason will be one of the defensive guys. Thompson's going to be the lockdown guy. So you want to worry about
really good.
having to guard the best player on the team.
Yeah.
And now Kevin just gets to go and do what he wants to do.
And Alfred Sengun, when has KD played with like a big man with like that type of like IQ? I don't know if Steven Adams, but Steven Adams didn't have the bag set that. Yeah. But he's also reunited with Steven Adams. Steven Adams is on the Rockets.
Oh yeah.
And then people are saying now the Rockets might go for Russell Westbrook in the offseason, like reunite that, and I definitely don't like that. Russell and KD on that team, you don't want two of those guys that are in their careers used to having the ball in their hands. I think it'll take away from the young guys, the young cores that the host Houston.
They don't care about the young guys. They're trading the young guys away from the old guys.
Yeah, they're trying to expedite their process and skip to a championship. And sometimes you just got to take the link, like OKC do. Like 3 years ago? 3 years ago they won like 24 games, and now they're NBA champions. They took the slow, long road, and I think it's worth it. But outside of that, we'll go over this trade real quick. Drew Holiday just got traded last night.
Oh yeah.
I loved him. Always a guy like throughout the NBA. He's just a guy that no fan would say, I don't want that guy on my team. Sadly, we gave him a contract extension that was very lengthy. He's getting $75 million for the next 2 years, and we're in the second apron, even after trading him away.
Yep.
So he had to go, but people thought we'd have to give up draft capital to trade him away. We instead got a 26-year-old guy on an expiring contract, and Anthony Simons, who in the last 4 years has attempted the most three-pointers in the whole league.
You can do that when you're on Portland.
True. But that's plus, and he attempts the most as individually, and then we, the last 4 years, have been the highest three-point shooting team in the league.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
Yeah, you got our assistant coach.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
And we got 2 second-round picks. Love Drew Holiday, NBA champ, 2-time NBA champ. Gonna miss him, but I think it was something that probably had to be done, sadly. But on to more exciting news for Scooter.
The draft.
The draft
is tomorrow.
I guess 2 if we're counting NFL NBA. The 2 times a year where Charlotte fans can watch their team throw away their hopes and dreams of the future.
Yeah, hey, you never know. Hey, we'll talk a little bit about the NFL draft here.
Yeah.
After this, we'll catch up on some of our favorite teams' news. But yeah, right now, we got the first round of the NBA draft starting tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the 25th. And, first 2 guys, clear. Easy peasy. Cooper Flagg at number 1, Dylan Harper at number 2. Philly, you fucking me. For the longest time, y'all didn't want VJ Edgecombe. Y'all were Ace Bailey guys. Trade away Paul George. Take Ace Bailey. Well, that sounds like a win-win. You trade away Paul George. You're not getting much out of him. Maybe you get a draft pick or 2 for him. You bring in Ace Bailey. Boom. Younger Paul George. But no, y'all want my boy, VJ Edgecombe. Which now leaves Charlotte in a predicament, Roman, because we don't want Ace Bailey.
No.
Ace Bailey don't want us. Ace Bailey does not want to come work out for us. He's made it clear that he kind of doesn't want to play with us because he won't be able to have all the shots, and I'm pretty sure he's the one that said he don't want to play with us.
You think he's the secret guy that no one said?
I think he's the LaMelo guy.
It's either him or Dylan Harper, I have to say.
Yeah, which, fine, Dylan. Or some people have said Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people said it might have been him that has also said it.
You point guard, that's fair.
Yep.
6'2".
Yep. And can't shoot a 3 to save his life, and only uses mid-game or mid-range game really in college. I'm fine on him. I don't want him anyways. So right now we're looking at Con Knippel from Duke, which honestly, Duke, they suck.
Yeah.
We all know it. But I do like Con Knippel. If I'm not getting Cooper Flagg, having the second best white guy on Duke wouldn't be too bad. And he showed that he can lead a team in high caliber situations. He was the leader during the ACC championship run for them. And did Cooper play the first week of the NCAA tournament? I don't remember.
He missed something, but I don't think it was NCAA tournament.
It was the ACC tournament. He definitely missed.
I think he played in the tournament.
But Con led him, played great defense, can shoot a corner 3, can just stand there and shoot, has some playmaking abilities. I like him. Apparently, he looked very good in his physical tests in the draft, which I'm very happy with. And apparently a lot of them were better than Cooper Flagg. Now, of course, if you're Cooper Flagg and you're number one draft pick, superstar, extraordinaire, maybe you don't put all your effort into the draft combine because you know you're going number one already. But good for Con. I'm really interested to see if we trade back. I think we can get Con maybe at the 6 or the 7. So if maybe Washington or the Pelicans, or if Brooklyn, who I think Brooklyn wants Ace Bailey, and Ace Bailey wants to go to Brooklyn. If Brooklyn doesn't think that he'll fall from 6 or 7, maybe they come up, snag him at 4, and then we just hope Con falls to us at the 8, but maybe we get something a little spicy like Cam Johnson or something like that on the side. And I think I'd be happy with it. Or even if, like, the Wizards want to jump up to our spot and like send us a Corey Kispert or somebody like that, a good veteran who's decent at
you need more offense. Yes, you need more offense when LaMelo's either injured or not in the game.
Yep, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like that to happen for us.
Because it kind of sucks. Because it sucks that everyone got injured last year for the Hornets, but it sucks that LaMelo got injured and you couldn't. A silver lining for teams, their star player gets injured is, this young guy we're really high on has a chance to show us stuff. But your guy was already out when that happened. Brandon Miller was already out. So, it could have been nice if LaMelo was out last year. You'd been like, man, Brandon Miller, see what he's made.
Sucked. Yeah. Tijon
Salon.
Dude, he just looked lost. I don't know if you watched any Hornets basketball while he was on the court, dude. But if it wasn't like a simple dunk or something like that, he looked lost, and he would not take wide open shots, and then force up bad shots because he didn't take the wide open shot, or he was just like a kid in the wreck in 2K. Who's running around and trying to do too much because he has no idea what to do.
Oh, Braden.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like Braden.
I'm just kidding, Braden.
But he's like that. But anyways, so after the 4, maybe we take Con Knipple, maybe we move back. We'll see.
I say probably not drop all the way to 8. If you drop to 8, I don't know if Con Knipple makes it.
But if Con Knipple doesn't make it, maybe we get Trey Johnson. Or
you could probably get one of those because, as I think, the NBA fans and probably the NBA in general love a up and coming white boy. Cooper Flagg also getting 2 in 1 draft. I feel like Con Knipple's been talked up so much that his draft stock's rising no matter what. So trading back, I think 6 probably the farthest you go back and probably still get him.
But then if that's the case, I'm okay with us getting somebody like Carter Bryant from Arizona. He's another guy who they're saying could be a top tier 3-and-D guy. And that's what I'm looking for here. If we as Hornets truly believe that our 2 stars of the future are LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, we have to find these guys that, like you said, know their role and are okay with being a 3-and-D guy right from the jump. And if that's what they're really doing good in college, then that's what I'm looking for. I don't want it to be like, hey, this guy's an athletic freak who we have to try to teach to be this player we want. I want the guy who's already being this player, and we just need to make a little bit better.
You don't want a big man? No chance?
So it depends. If we trade Mark Williams, then yeah. But I don't know who I'd want out of this.
I like the Duke guy, not going to lie.
Which one?
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Malach.
Yeah, so Derek Queen is also a guy that people talk about a lot, going kind of high up. But the guy that I'm interested in, let's see here if this mock draft I'm looking at has him. It's actually in the 2nd round, but here he is. Hanson Yang.
Oh yeah, you guys are projected to draft him. We talked about this.
Yeah, dude, 7'2". They said he did real well in the draft combine. So if we keep Mark Williams, I'm fine with us going for a project pick later. Yeah. But even Danny Wolf, he's way down there.
Shit, dude. Okay, so he's projected to get fucking Derek McQueen. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Not fair.
Yep, you get a younger big body down there.
Not fair.
Another guy that a lot of people are talking about is that kid from Illinois, Jacka Eunice. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably ruining it. I'll have to wait till I hear it in 2K to be able to pronounce it right.
Yeah.
But he's a European kid that came and played at Illinois for a year, and people say he's really good, and he's a taller point guard. So he'd be nice, but we'll see what happens. We'll see
tomorrow.
Here. They say that you guys are looking to get some kid from Stanford. But who knows when you guys are this far?
Maxim Renaud or
Renaud
something.
from
Big
Stanford, 7 foot. Hey, is he the next? Is he the next Porzingis?
No, I don't think he shoots well from 3.
Does he not?
I don't know. I don't know much about him, but I do know. I mean, Al Horford, his time's a ticking. I was surprised he didn't call it after this year, since Jason Tatum's not going to play next year. But he's saying he's going again next year. I don't know how long Al Horford's going to last, but we definitely need a replacement plan for him. And Kristaps is probably going to get traded maybe before tomorrow night. The talks.
I saw a thing earlier.
Yeah.
Who were they saying was interested?
10 to 12 teams have asked about, but Pelicans, Lakers, and Warriors have been 3 teams that have actively sent in offers. But so far, Brad Stevens is like, nope, that's not a finesse. I don't want that. He wants to finesse him. And shout out Brad Stevens, who's an A1 GM. But yeah, I mean, definitely wanting to get some bigs. And like this next year's, I'm not going to say like a chalked year, because I still do believe we can make a run and possibly be like the Pacers, where they don't expect us to and we do it anyways and make a finals run. I'm always optimistic, but next year's more of like a experimental year. Hey, draft this guy that maybe like on our normal team with Jason Tatum playing probably wouldn't get much playing time, but let's get him and see if he can pan out. Like how Jason Tatum's career started is Gordon Hayward had a gruesome freaking injury, and then he got thrust in the starting lineup and had an amazing rookie year, which could have been completely different if Gordon Hayward stayed healthy and didn't get injured. So, like, take some swings in this draft, move up if we can, but, like, yeah, draft some people for the future for this next year. Like, basically have tryouts this whole year for people that fit our plan next year when we're back and fully healthy. That's what I would love to see. But in general, I'm just excited for the draft in general. I love, like, optimistic for all these teams. Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving be the first 3 number 1 picks playing on the same team at the same time.
Such bullshit.
Crazy.
I can't believe it, dude. We haven't talked about this, dude. Seeing that that my team got pushed back to the 4 slot because
all the top 3 got pushed back like 4 and below.
Yeah, I can't believe we're the ones who lucked out somehow the best out of all this. But, like, to Dallas and San Antonio and Philly, it's just like, oh, okay. NBA. Okay, Adam Silver. We see what it is. And then Adam Silver wants to go on ESPN the next day and be like, there's technically a 1% chance that they could have got it, and they got it. And it's like, oh, fuck you. Well, I know how percentages work, buddy. That should have been impossible. I hate Adam Silver.
Yeah, I mean, the draft's going to be fun. Hopefully, I do hope you guys get Knipple or somebody that you want so that you're happy, because I just know in the group chat the second you guys like draft Ace Bailey, you're like,
oh god, dude,
he's gonna be so upset.
I swear, and this is not me saying that I don't think Ace Bailey is going to be a good player. It's just I don't for a team that needs culture and needs to be bought into right now. We don't need some guy who does not want to be there.
Yeah, he's already that's what I hate most, like people demanding stuff that aren't even there yet.
And he doesn't want to be there. And then the problem is like, hey homie, we got 2 guys who like to shoot the ball.
Yeah,
and hopefully these guys are the guys that are better than you right now. They got drafted higher than you because that would be LaMelo's the 3rd pick, Brandon Miller's the 2nd pick. You're only the 4th pick. Sorry, even though 4th pick's still pretty good. And I think out of all the people up in that top echelon, Con Knipple's the guy who went and signed up to play with Cooper Flagg.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
he knew what he was going for.
He knew he was going to be second fiddle when he went to Duke. And I think that's what we need, a guy who understands that, hey, there might be some nights that I'm the guy, but there's going to be probably some nights where LaMelo and Brandon are hopefully taking over to where I only need to hit my few shots and lock my guy down that they asked me to lock down. And
it's nice. I mean, we've seen players that just like they play away and then they get drafted by a team that lets them play that same way. And that's not always a star. Like, I mean, Donovan Mitchell's kind of a weird example because like he was a bucket getter at Louisville, and then the Utah drafted him and they needed a bucket getter and he became that guy. And then like Con Knipple can just come in and just be a perfect. Like he's gonna get a guy that's gonna put the ball exactly where he needs the ball to like shoot to get a nice shot off. Like LaMelo's a perfect person for him to have. A top tier point guard for him would be awesome, I'm sure. And just having him play the same way pretty much for the first couple years and then slowly evolve his game to maybe becoming a star. Because also Ace Bailey and Brandon Miller are kind of redundancy. But we've seen that work. Celtics, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, but
I think they're still different enough from players.
They're different enough in terms of athleticism
and body style, body type, and stuff like that.
But Ace Bailey and Brandon Miller are like literally Ace Bailey's NBA comp is Brandon Miller. So,
I heard a funny Hornets draft story the other day that I absolutely hate to hear, but apparently the year that we drafted Malik Monk was the same year Donovan Mitchell was drafted. Steve Clifford and his staff really liked Donovan Mitchell, but Michael Jordan saw Malik Monk drop 40 on North Carolina, and we drafted Malik Monk.
LeBron would never.
LeBron is a better GM than Michael Jordan. I can say that as an active player, he's a better GM.
My goat. All right, that's funny.
So going from one draft to another draft.
Yeah.
We'll move on to some stuff we haven't talked about, because, we went on an extended vacay. Let's talk about the NFL draft and how we feel like our teams did filling holes. I already got your guys' draft up here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. According to ESPN, you guys filled all your holes.
Yes, I know they think we did a really good job, but it's been so long. I've been so locked on the NBA, I forgot everything.
It's fine. We'll run through it. With the 32nd pick, you guys took Josh Simmons from Ohio State, offensive tackle.
Oh, yes, I did really like that pick. Yeah.
So, you guys got a guy who they said was rated 24th overall, third in his position. Played for a big-time school like Ohio State, so he went to get some good competition.
Yeah, really good
He went against number one pick Abdul Carter, right? Abdul Carter went number one this year, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So he had to play against him because they're in the Big Ten together.
Yeah.
So, he's probably going to get some good competition there. I would say decent pick. Then y'all went and got Omar Norman Lott, defensive tackle.
Yep.
From Tennessee.
Definitely fills a need there.
Yep. Got an 80 grade on that. Good job. You got Ashton Gillette. He's a edge from Louisville, 6'3", 264 pounds.
We needed a nice edge. Yep.
Nice edge. Then it looks like you went and got a corner. Oh, dang it. I did the thing. I pressed back. Sorry, everybody. I'm being a ding-dong over here. I'm so sorry. It looks like then y'all went and got a corner from California, Noah Williams, a wide receiver, Jalen Royals, who I think I heard about from Utah State.
He's pretty tall, right?
He's 6 feet, 205.
That's taller than we usually have, so...
y'all got an 83 grade on that. Y'all got Jeffrey Bassa, linebacker from Oregon. And then y'all got Brashad Smith from SMU, running back.
Yeah.
So,
I think the tackle was definitely a big need because while we made it work through the AFC playoffs with Joe Tooney at left tackle, he clearly was not necessarily outmatched, but it was definitely tough in the Super Bowl. It was tough from time to time there, but we had our left tackle that we drafted, I think, either last year or 2 years ago. I forget what his name is. It starts with a K. It's like a Hawaiian name. But he did not pan out well at left tackle, and now this year we're transitioning him to guard to take over Tooney's spot. And people say he's looked pretty good at the guard. And then, our tackle we drafted from Ohio State this year, I like that. So far, Brett Veach has done a very good job at making sure if we have struggles at the line, offensive line, defensive line, he figures it out, and we usually make it work the next year. We rebound well. Wide receiver-wise, I'm very optimistic about our wide receiver room this year. Hopefully Rashee Rice can put his terribleness behind him and his bad injury behind him and come have a great year. I'm really excited for Xavier Worthy year 2. It is very slept on, and I totally understand because of how terrible that Super Bowl was, but he had the quietest, 185 3-touchdown Super Bowl ever because the game was over after, the second quarter.
And he's fast.
Quarter. And he's fast,
and if he can find a few routes that really help him explode, I think that will definitely help you guys out with, getting that Tyree-esque speed back.
We had some miscues last year. There's probably, 5 or so different plays where either Patrick Mahomes didn't put the ball where it needed to be for Xavier to catch it, or Xavier caught it and didn't focus enough and didn't get 2 feet down. Where it was an easy sideline catch for most receivers, but he caught it and kind of nonchalantly put a second foot down, and it was just just a tad bit out, and it didn't
Gotta
count
learn.
as a catch. Yeah, so
Gotta learn,
I'm
kid.
hoping to see improvements from him. Travis Kelce's supposedly in like really great shape as opposed to what he was last year, so I'm hoping he has a good comeback or maybe possibly farewell tour season. Oh, make me really sad. But yeah, obviously we have Patrick Mahomes. Our defense, I'm pretty hyped about. I think our defense will be pretty good. We're still young, but yeah, I mean overall, I'm happy with the draft. I'm happy with some free agent moves that we did.
Who'd y'all get in free agency?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Well, while you look that up, I'll go ahead and we'll run through the
run
Panthers
through your
draft
stuff,
real quick. You know, leading up to the draft, everybody thought that we were taking Jalen Walker, edger. he edges people, the edge rusher from Georgia. But all smoke screen. Dan Morgan, classic smoke screen move. We went with Ted McMillan from Arizona. And big guy. He's a big guy. He's 6'4", 219. Big target for Bryce. Bryce likes big targets, and this guy catches all hands. This man loves using his hands. I love to see it. He looks great at all the practices that we have. I was upset when I saw the pick. Roman was there. We were at Roman's wedding, or before his wedding. Was it before your wedding? I think it was the day before your wedding.
Oh, yeah,
the draft
yeah.
happened. I wasn't happy. I wanted Tyler Warren, great tight end from Penn State. I feel like a great tight end is always good for a quarterback that's under duress. And Bryce is under duress at times. But I've grown on this pick. He seems like a good kid. He seems happy to be here, which always makes me happy. And he seems to really want to play with Bryce because Bryce kicked his ass in high school. So, like, I like that this guy, like, not idolizes Bryce, but, like, is like, oh, this guy was good, and I know he's good type of deal. So, I'm happy for that. After that, we went and got a couple edge rushers. We did fulfill our edge rusher need with Nick Scorton from Texas A&M and Princely Umamelen. I just messed it up. Umamelen. I'll learn how to say it the more I see him play. Man in my melon. Anyways, Princely, both guys were all SEC last year. Both guys played at programs that play against big-time O-lines and were doing real well. I like that. Check mark on that. Hey, remember we traded Jonathan Mingo to the Cowboys for a fourth-round pick? We finessed them, baby. And we got Travis Etienne's brother, Trevor Etienne.
Oh,
yeah.
What position did he play? Running back?
Running back. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
damn,
5'9", 198 pounds. He played for Georgia last year. He played his first years at Florida. Played at Georgia last year. Nice little quick guy out of the backfield to kind of. He probably won't play that much because we do have Chuba Hubbard and we have Rico Dwaddle.
But you also stole from the Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
I got him.
Only for like $1 million. We only paid him like he rushed. He was like one.
I think you only signed him to a 1-year deal though, right? So it's a prove it deal.
But hey, I like to see that. But he might be the guy like on third downs if we need a guy swing pass out or something like that.
Yeah,
he might be that guy. And then we went and got Lathan Ransom, safety. We need that. He's a young guy who might start early. People are saying he's been really good at camp. We got Cam Jackson from Florida, a defensive tackle. We need them. Our run defense sucked last year. We had one of the worst run defenses ever. Mitchell Evans, we got a tight end from Notre Dame in the 5th round. This guy was, at times, leading up to the draft, throughout this whole draft process, was up in the 2nd round at times in some mock drafts. So I'll take him. And then we finished the draft with Jimmy Horn Jr., who might be the steal of the draft. He was the short wide receiver from Colorado that was real fast, and
yeah, he made some. He's number 10 on Colorado, right? Something like that.
He might have. Yeah, I think he was number 10 on Colorado.
Yeah, he made a lot of crazy plays.
Yeah, he's a super hardworking guy. Coach Prime praised him for always being the first one in, last one out. He was the first guy to, I guess, Coach Prime likes to do it where everybody has to earn their jersey number, and he was the first one to get to choose his jersey number for Colorado. Nice. So I like that. Apparently he grinds. Since he's showed up to Carolina, he's been grinding, making some really good plays. So it's gonna be hard. I hope he makes the squad. Yeah. He was a return guy at Colorado, so I hope maybe that's what helps him get onto the team. But yeah. I'm rooting for him. I feel good about our draft. We didn't get a corner. I'm just hoping some of our guys we drafted last year step up, and we keep it moving.
Yeah. I did find out the Chiefs' free agency moves.
Nice.
Probably the biggest free agency move. If there's one thing I think an elite team needs, is a backup quarterback with some swag.
Yeah.
We got Gardner Minshew, baby.
Oh, yeah,
Talk
dude.
about swag.
Honestly, like, it does always feel nice knowing that, like, hey, yeah, sure, like, if Patrick Mahomes go down, that sucks, but, like, we have a guy who has been a starting caliber quarterback, and I think Pro Bowl quarterback.
I think he has been. Yeah, I think he was
a Pro Bowl quarterback one year.
But yeah, because we had Chad Henne, and he made some big time playoff plays with us as a backup quarterback. So it always feels nice to have a nice backup quarterback. So that was a good one. We got Christian Fulton, who was a cornerback, played for the Chargers last year, and he's now with us. 27. I don't know much about him, but it's always for us to strengthen up our defensive backs. We got Mike Edwards back, a safety. He played for us in our, I want to say, our second Super Bowl win. He could have been our first. One of the two. He was a part of one of our Super Bowl runs, and I really liked him because he's a hard-hitting safety. He also can sometimes play like the slot corner role, but I really liked him. He's back with us. Also, all these guys under 30, so Christian Fulton, 27, Mike Edwards, 29. Awesome. We also got another backup quarterback, Bailey Zappi. He'll probably be practice squad. We might cut him or something.
Well, he played for the Patriots for a while.
Yeah, he played for the Patriots, and then he played for the Browns last year.
Yeah, and he was he had a crazy career at Akron. I think he went to Akron, and I'm pretty sure he broke a bunch of records at Akron. So
he's a backup quarterback we have. He'll probably be third string or practice squad. Janarius Robinson, edge rusher from the Raiders, is now on the Chiefs. I'm 27 years old, don't know much about him. I do know this next guy, Elijah Mitchell, running back from the 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
We got him. So we have a nice running back room with Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, and him now. So I'm as a Chiefs fan throughout my whole life, we've always had a very exciting running back room, and I really love our running back room. Kareem Hunt had an awesome year last year. Isaiah Pacheco somewhat disappointed me last year. I'm still optimistic he can be a great running back for us. But I really like Isaiah Pacheco. I really like Elijah Mitchell. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We obviously lost Joe Tooney. DeAndre Hopkins went to the Ravens. We lost Justin Reed to the Saints. Tershawn Wharton, you guys got him.
Yeah, we did.
Great segue. Tershawn Wharton from the Chiefs to the Panthers, signed him in free agency. Let's talk about your free agency.
Well,
move.
we signed that fella 3 years, $54 million.
Yep. Some may say overpaid. Some,
but
whatever.
So I mean, maybe we did overpay him. But the thing is like, bro, we were swinging for the fences. There was a report that we got. Gosh, now I can't think of his freaking name. He's from the Eagles. He's Milton. There was a report that we signed Milton, and then for like 90-something million, and then that fell through, and he went. I forget where he went to after we didn't sign him, but. We basically signed a guy who I feel like will do just as good for $40 million less. I'm down to clown. We re-signed both our starting cornerbacks from last year, Mike Jackson and J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn was, for like a week and a half, the highest paid cornerback of all time. And then I forgot who broke it. I think it was...
was it Sauce?
It was
Patrick
Surtain?
Yeah, Patrick Surtain. That's what it was. Yeah.
Patrick Surtain. We also got Trayvon Morhay from the Raiders. You're welcome. Getting good players off the Raiders.
Safeties, nice.
Yep. Pat Jones from the Vikings. This is the second edge rusher.
Yeah.
Yep. This is the second edge runner in 2 years that we've taken from the Vikings. Last year we went and got, oh gosh, what's his name? Oh no, DJ Woonem. We went and got DJ Woonem last year. He did all right. He was hurt at the beginning, came through, got some sacks at the end of the year. Bobby Brown the third from the Rams. We're just getting starting caliber guys. We're not getting the all-star guys, but we're getting guys that like we were awful last year at rush defense. So me just seeing guys that I know are able to be starting caliber guys on our squad excites me.
Yeah.
Then of course we resigned Tommy Trimble, our tight end, who then immediately got surgery and God knows how long he'll be out for. We got Rico Dwaddle, and then we signed some offensive line guys. Nobody really matters after that. Nick Scott, Christian Roosbaum, guys that probably aren't going to make a big difference for us. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about what we got. I mean, of course, it sucks that we didn't get some of the hiring guys that we were looking for, but I feel like small successes on defense, and we can just be a serviceable defense. Will make our season and lives a lot easier. If every time Bryce doesn't score, that doesn't mean that the other team can score.
Yeah,
I think we win a few more games that way.
Yeah.
So hey, I'm down. I'm like you said, we're in the middle of seasons. I am hopeful.
Optimistic.
I'm optimistic. I haven't seen the shitty product on the field yet to where I know it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking for the future. The only, you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. Just personally, the only thing that I'm not optimistic for my crew, like my team's futures, is all Carolina sports, like Carolina, like UNC Chapel Hill sports. Who knows what's going on with Bill? I hope the Bill Belichick project works out, but I don't know. And then, God, our basketball program just seems so fucked right now.
NIL's removed your ability to...
Yeah, when they started caring about money and less about our cool jerseys and how much history we had, it turns out people don't care about our cool jerseys and how much history we have.
Millions of dollars mean so much more.
Yeah, and our fake classes. Maybe if we get back... But the problem is nobody cares about fake classes if you're getting paid millions of dollars to go to another school. So... man, I don't know about that, but I'm ready for my pro sports.
Yeah. Some other just news in terms of NFL wise. What's his name? Jair Alexander got released from the Packers and signed with the Ravens. How much help does Lamar Jackson need? Jesus
But
Christ.
Also, Panthers. What the fuck? They didn't give up much for him. It was like $6 million. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, you got to. Well, I think he took a pay cut because he said he took a pay cut to go there because them and Lamar Jackson played in college.
Well, that's fine. We pay him more to not go play with Lamar.
He didn't want to. That's the thing. He didn't want to. He had other offers.
I don't know,
but
man.
he went.
You waggle enough millions in front of him, he'll want to.
Yeah. That was something. Derek Carr retired, so now the Saints quarterback room is a joke.
Oh yeah, dude, they got the sexy guy.
Yeah,
sexy
face.
Yeah, sexy QB. They got Spencer Rattler, and they got I forget the 26-year-old rookie Tyler. So,
I forgot some other NFL news. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I was about to talk about it, and then I totally forgot about it. Ashon Gentry. I think I said his name right? Ashton Gentry. Genty. He went to the Raiders. That sucks. Him and Brock Bowers, really nice, back-to-back drafts for the Raiders. Just those two in general. They just need a freaking quarterback. They got Geno Smith. We can kind of do. I feel like NFL predictions are a little bit more, not necessarily fun, but easier to do because
I say we wait till
we wait.
I'm gonna wait till my team is, because the thing is there's a lot of veterans who haven't signed with teams
yet.
True.
Because
they're waiting for training camp and to end and stuff because they don't want to go out there and run for nothing. So I'm interested because I think there's a few free agents that Carolina's looking to sign, but pretty much just don't want to show up to any of the training camp stuff. So they're not going to sign until they have to sign.
Yeah, until they absolutely have to get that money. That's really the NFL. That's pretty much. Hold on, I got some notes on other talking points that we can go over. But we already did your outlook, your constant cycle of
hopefulness.
Hopefulness until you actually see the product, and then it's despair and misery and depression.
And I'm gonna get so sad.
One thing we can we'll circle back to the NBA. One thing we totally haven't talked about because we've been off the air for so long. Luka, NBA rigging the future NBA. A future star to make sure LeBron or the Lakers got somebody after LeBron leaves.
Yeah, because
Bronny's not good enough.
Yeah. They found out Bronny's not good enough, and they needed a true point guard to come in and run the show.
But yeah, the Orlando Magic traded for Desmond Bane, and they gave the Memphis Grizzlies 4 total first-round picks, and the Lakers and the Suns combined, or the Lakers and the Rockets combined, did not give as many. Did only gave two first-round picks.
I understand why Kevin Durant didn't get as many picks.
36 years old. Yeah,
37. Yeah, 37.
But they also packaged
what? Devin Bane's 26.
Yeah, Desmond Bane's 26. But they also, though, the Rockets still had to package multiple things with Jalen Green, like with the.
Well, I mean, you got to make the money work too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
but the Lakers, Anthony Davis and a pick.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the thing is, I think Kevin Durant fucked.
And Max Christie, I forgot about Max.
Kevin Durant fucked the Suns. The NBA fucked the Mavs.
Yeah.
And the Mavs kind of fucked the Mavs.
No, I don't think. I think Nico wanted to trade Luka no matter what, but if anything was rigged, it was, hey, if you're going to trade him, please trade him to the Lakers.
And not talk to anybody. Like,
that's also
and
just
this is the
crazy.
other thing is, like, you don't think the Hornets would give up LaMelo
and everybody.
Like,
LaMelo, Brandon,
the whole team for Luka. Like, and that's just us.
That's just
a bunch
you,
of other shitty organizations would also give you the whole house.
How many draft, like, even like if I don't even know what the Thunder's cap is or whatever, what like how over they were, but like you don't think they could have just made the money work with whoever and just given you like all their picks that they have accumulated through all these years just to get Luka,
or even like just to. Do you think Timberwolves give up Anthony Edwards for Luka Doncic? No. But like that's what I'm saying. Like
if you think about it, though, you probably think about it, maybe.
Like, but you don't even want to call them and see if they want to give you,
or like Cat or like somebody like
or you don't want to go to the Cavs and see if they'll give you Donovan Mitchell and one of the big guys,
or Darius Garland, and Jared Allen, one of the guards and one of the bigs and a bunch of picks. Like, come on,
that's what I'm saying. Like how, like I just understand how you don't make these calls and get. Like, I just don't believe that Anthony Davis now is worth 3 first or 4 first or whatever they're valuing him at in that trade.
For defense of the Mavericks in general.
And Anthony Davis, he came out and played for the Mavs.
He did.
He came out. He tried to show the Mavs fans like, "Hey, I'm sorry they traded away Luka.
Yeah,
but I'm trying." Like you know what I'm saying, like
that team healthy, I think can legitimately compete for a championship. Would they? Because they got Kyrie clutch as fuck.
Yeah,
they got Anthony Davis, who, when healthy, is a definite top 10 player, sometimes top 5, depending on how great he's playing. You got Klay Thompson when he's hitting shots. You can't freaking stop him. And then Max Christie looked really good when he was when he got a chance to play for the Mavs because he got traded from the Lakers. And now you get Cooper Flag. Like, that's a really good team.
And the crazy thing to think is, and it just depends on how much these guys want to like help Cooper. But like, think about all the guys you just named, and you tell me AD can help him learn to be better, like at post defense and stuff like that. Kyrie can teach him how to be a better ball handler and make his own shot. Klay Thompson can teach him how to be better just shooter in general. Yeah. Like, you have all these guys that if they're wanting to make this young guy one of the best players they can make him, hopefully they'll help him. But also, it's not their responsibility to make him better.
I think Kyrie will.
But, like, just think about all the different mindsets he gets to talk to now. And sure, Klay isn't Klay of the past, but he's still Klay Thompson. And shooting, I think we all agree that shooting's the last skill to go. And if you know how to shoot, you can shoot for years. For years. You know what I'm saying? Like, even after you get done playing, you see these NBA players that just it's in their brain. They just know how to shoot.
Vince Carter was able to hit like 30% of his threes, and he played till he was 40. Like his last 4 years, he was able to hit like around 30%. And he got to play till he was 40.
That's like people have like Steve Nash, for instance. I've seen clips of him like when he was like coaching for the Lakers or whatever he was doing, and he would just go on the practice court and just be like, just shooting, not missing, just coming in cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think he has Cooper has a real opportunity to turn into something great if those players want to help him be something.
He is in a position that, and legitimately. The only 2 people that have ever come close to being in this type of position, being drafted, Len Bias, he died.
Yeah.
James Wiseman, he sucked. Those are only 2 other players that were going to be. Okay, Tim Duncan. Yeah,
I would say Tim Duncan got drafted into the perfect situation.
Yeah, perfect.
David
situation.
Robinson, could help him learn how just to be a better big man, and also just being coached by Pop. Dude.
And even then, James Wiseman may be the only other person.
Yeah.
That got onto a team that was freaking loaded from the get go and had the ready to go. Not a down year. They just got lucky with the draft pick. Oh no, they had a down year because Steph got injured. But even then, I think Cooper Flag blows everyone out of the water with the terms of talent that's on this freaking team that he can just take stuff from, and just the success he can see year one. The type of player he is and the type of team they have, that's going to be a fun team to watch. Really, this Luka trade would not be looked as badly as, let's say, the Lakers didn't give up all their freaking picks and they gave them Anthony Davis and 3 first-round picks or 4 first-round picks. It wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, freaking still terrible probably.
But the problem is they don't have that.
They don't, and that's what makes it bad. Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and 1 pick.
And Luka. Also they got I don't know, between that and them also getting away with what they did to us.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking criminal. Yeah, it's fucking criminal, dude.
Yeah, but But yeah, that was probably one of the craziest thing that's ever happened in the history of like sports. Like that's like waking up to the Bills just traded Josh Allen. Like he's not the best player in the world, but holy shit, he was one of them. And he's been close many times to like getting to the promised land and getting it done.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he was a superstar that was like constantly venting on how unhappy he was in the situation.
He's a European player that's just loyal and cried when he got traded. He cried in the
he just bought a house.
Yeah, he cried in the interview that he had right after he got traded. He was just like, "Dude, it's tough." He's like, "I wanted to be."
And he
there.
looked so sad. Luka for like the first like 4 or 5
tribute
weeks.
And the tribute, dude. Oh my god.
He just like anytime like the game's about to start, he just looked so sad to be in like Lakers yellow and purple
and gold.
Yeah, and he was just
one
like
of the saddest guys ever in the Lakers uniform.
And then he'd play the game, and then he just looked sad afterwards. Just like I felt so bad for him. But hey, that's the NBA for you, playa. But anyways, we're at 55 minutes. Okay. We're all right.
So I mean, we've been gone for a while. We can give some life updates. I got married.
Yeah, he got married.
That was fun. Pretty much everyone that's going to listen to this was there. Pretty much.
Hey,
maybe not everybody.
We were all there. Good job, guys.
Yeah, that was fun. New recent turn of events. My tooth is chipped. I look a hillbilly with my chipped little front.
He
tooth.
looks ugly as hell.
Yeah, and at
He's
work,
lucky he got married already.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my dog chipped my tooth, so that was fun. News that you would like to share at all? Anything? No.
Nope.
Big private guy. He doesn't.
Yeah, you know me.
He's a mystery.
Well, really, there's nothing much to share. I'm living. I'm still here. I'm still sad about sports, and video games.
Yeah, I say we do gaming
rematch. Rematch just came out. We're really liking rematch.
It's a fun soccer game. As you all know, we made it all the way to the elite division in FIFA 24, so we're kind of goated at soccer. So having another game to just show everybody how good we are.
Rocket League, and I'm good at Rocket League too. So
I used to be good at Rocket League a very long time ago, but. That was before flying became a real thing, so I guess I wasn't that good.
Yeah, you weren't that good because flying is when you get good.
Yeah. Rematch is fun. I'm still loving Marvel Rivals. I know most people have hopped off that game.
More like Marvel Dead Rolls, am I right? Because it's a dead game.
But most of the friends have left the game, and I'm still there. But
because he's a gooner.
Yeah, I still really enjoy Marvel Rivals, so that's still probably my most played game right now. Me and Skylar have a little 2K league that we have our own. We basically created rookies. We got them a decent overall, like 80, 85. And then we put them in a draft class, and then we just watched.
We put them in this draft class.
Yes, we put them in this draft class with Cooper Flag, and then we saw where we got drafted, and then we tried to pair us up together. We got us together.
We're in Washington right now.
Now we're the Washington Wizards, and we are 2 games away from going to the NBA Finals our first year.
Yep, we're playing the Cavs.
We're playing the Cavs.
And my guy's name is Bo Buckets McBuckets.
And my name's Jerry Haggins.
Jerry just Jerry Haggins.
Jerry Haggins.
He's gonna change his name to move the world.
Yeah. I want to be like a Meta World Peace and what's the other dude? World Be Free. I want to be one of those guys and have Stop the violence.
Or there was the other one. There was the tall guy that you didn't like that played for the Thunder for a long time, and he changed his name to Freedom, right?
Enes Kanter.
Yeah, Enes Kanter. He's Enes Freedom.
Yeah. I might do something like that. Like it's going to be a wild offseason for Jerry Haggins, especially if we win the championship. I'm going to go crazy.
Jerry's never been in a situation like this before. Bo Buck is.
I went to Kansas. Yes, I did. I went to Kansas. I went to Kansas for 4 years. I experienced plenty of winning. Thank you very much.
Not when Bo Buckets was at Carolina.
Yeah, no, we were different. We were different places, but now we're together and. Next year, we're probably,
we're going to be on the move. I'm not happy with the Warriors organization.
The Wizards.
The Wizards, sorry. And, even though they brought Steph in to make us happy.
Somehow we got Steph.
Yeah, they brought Steph in to make us happy. I'm still not happy because I hate DC. And except for the cherry blossom trees, those are very pretty. And I just want to go somewhere else that I don't have to buy a T-shirt to get marijuana. I don't know if you understand that joke or not.
I don't.
So in DC, it's legal to smoke marijuana, but it's not legal to sell marijuana. So how you get marijuana in DC is you buy a T-shirt, and then your prize with the T-shirt is a quarter or an eighth or whatever amount of marijuana you want.
That's funny.
So that's how they get around that, is that they don't sell you the marijuana, they sell you the T-shirt, and you get free marijuana with the T-shirt.
That's stupid.
Great system.
But, so we're probably going to be on the move. we'll keep you up on that. I mean, if y'all interested, we can give you some updates. Who knows? Maybe we stream it sometimes. Who knows?
I think I cussed during this. Huh? I think I cussed.
I cussed a lot.
Dude, I promised your grandma I wasn't going to cuss anymore.
She doesn't want to listen to this. I don't.
Yeah, but I promised so she would listen to it.
Well, sorry,
Dang
Grandma.
it.
Not this episode. Next episode.
Sorry, Roman's grandma. I tried and I forgot.
Sorry, G-Ma. But yeah, the future of On Defense. I don't know.
We're here to have fun.
See. It's kind of Scooter brought it to my attention. I thought it was dead in the water. I was kind of like fine leaving it buried, and Scooter was like, hey, we got this same day off. Let's make it happen. And I was like, hey, okay.
It helps when we have the same day off.
Yeah, and next week we have the same day off, so
we'll see what happens.
Maybe so.
Unfortunately, this is happening in the most dead time of sports.
Yeah, I know. So sorry for the terrible comeback, but we'll find things to talk about.
Yeah,
maybe this won't be just a sports podcast. Maybe we'll talk about some other things, and
maybe I got into new things.
Yeah,
we can talk about anime.
Yeah,
Pokemon cards.
Okay, you lost me there. Just gaming in general, and or different random topics. I mean, y'all let us know. Anyone got any suggestions? I know there's a guy that I've really wanted to get on this podcast, but he's just a super busy lawyer, and I can't seem to find the time to get him on here. But maybe we get him on here sometime, and he can talk some disc golf. I think this is a pretty hot time for disc golf. So.
Oh yeah, summertime. Yeah, disc golf time.
So maybe we get him on here sometime, have him talk some stuff. I know he'd like that. Maybe not,
or maybe a soccer guy, a guy who talks about soccer.
Yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed the comeback. Hopefully, there's more. But yeah, that's it. See y'all later.
Later, bye.